What's up, gaming heroes? Welcome back to another awesome World of Warcraft video. In today's video, we're going to be slowing it down. We're not going to have one of those list videos today. We're just going to keep it real simple. In today's video, we're actually going to be covering how you can sell transmogs on the auction house in a really simple way. I'm going to take you through my entire transmog operation, my mailing operation, my posting operation, how I work, how I think, and how I make gold. I really hope you enjoy this video. Please be sure to smash the like button if you do enjoy it. Okay, now let's get into the video. Okay guys, we're over on my second account, and this is my transmog seller right here. And we're going to be looking at briefly, how much profit I've made this week on transmogs, and just basically I want to cover, what I'm doing and how much I've actually got listed on the auction house. So a quick disclaimer on transmogs. Transmog farming is basically going to like a dungeon or a popular spot in the world and farming until you get some pretty looking pieces of armor. Then you can go to the auction house and you can post those for quite a large sum of gold. This is because people always are after nice looking transmogs. However, this also means it does take you quite a long time to sell these items. So you do have to keep that in mind as well, okay guys? Now, I make quite a lot of profit on transmogs, and it is one of the additional markets that I do alongside all of the other markets that I do as well. So this week alone, we will go to Trade Skill Master. I've got my auction house screen up here so you can see everything nice and zoomed in. You can see I started a week ago and I've made 76,000 gold during that week. Now, it's worth noting that the only thing this character typically sells is transmogs or things that come from the, the transmog farms. I was previously selling some fell cloth on this character, but I decided to send all my fell cloth to my trade goods seller instead, because I wanted everything to be just pure transmogs on this character. So you can see in this 1 week here, we made 76,000 gold. I did spend a bit of gold as well on just a quick flip here for fell cloth. I saw it at a good price. I didn't want to swap over to my other character, so I just bought it on this. But in future, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to have this as pure income only from the transmogs. I might buy a good transmog if I see one on offer. This is for the most part what I've done. Now, there has been some changes. I would say the change was made around here, maybe here. And the change was basically speaking to a bunch of, really good transmog farmers who sell a lot of transmogs on the auction house and make a lot of gold on the auction house. And I wanted to know how they do it, what they do, and what operations they use. So we're going to be covering that during this video as well. As you can see, 76,000 gold in 7 days isn't too bad at all. And this is, as I say, a brand new account. It's on our full pop realm. So you got to bear in mind that all of these sales are actually quite difficult sales to make. They're very difficult sales to make because there are so many people farming transmogs on this realm. So sometimes the values I have to put on items are much lower than values you might be able to put on your items on a lower pop or a medium pop realm. Even a high pop realm would have better sales sometimes than myself. However, that also means I get to sell things a little bit quicker than the average. So currently listed on the auction house, I have 2 million gold, 440,000, and that is 752 items. Okay, and it's saying on average at the moment I'm making about 10 to 14k per day on just the transmog. So 12,600. It's not a great number. Not a great number. What could I do to improve that number? I could do more transmog farming, basically. But what you also have to consider is this is in conjunction to having 5 crafting characters, a trade goods seller, and then 32 garrisons, all making gold for me. You obviously have to consider that I have a second account, so I'm able to afford 2 accounts worth of WoW tokens and then loads of extra additional gold as well in order to supply things like, raiding, Mythic Plus, and just generally enjoying myself or buying some buying some transmogs I might want myself. Now, as raiding has slowed down at the moment, I have been starting to save up some of my gold and start to get ready, because I know when that new patch comes along, I'm going to want to buy a bunch of tokens at that point, because usually that's when the price of the tokens will jump down again. And when it jumps down again, I want to buy as many as I can whilst I can, and that way it will cover me over the next dry patch that we'll undoubtedly have as well. Now, how do I actually sell this stuff? Okay, so let me take you to my main account. When you have 2 accounts going, there is something interesting that happens with TSM. TSM doesn't connect all of the settings you got on one account with the second account. So what I can do is when I go farming for transmogs on, say, this character, say I go to Spies of Rack, I'm just killing a bunch of mobs and I get loads of items and I'm like, okay, I need to send them off. I need to send them off. I need to sort these items out really quickly, you know? I need to sort them out and get them sent off and all those lovely shenanigans. I don't do that. I don't sort them. I very simply just mount up my Tundra Mammoth and I open this up and I just instantly sell any of the grey items, any of the consumables that I know aren't going to sell or take ages to sell. I immediately sell those. All right, they're sold. And then I'm just left with greens. I add every single green into a transmog group. So right here, as you can see, we've got a bunch of greens here, and I'm just going to go like this and deselect any of the things I don't want to send off here. So any green here, I'm happy to send off because I know that they're going to be good to sell. So let's go ahead and send those off. I'm not even considering the actual value of these transmogs, okay? I'm not going to do that because this account is farming. I want the maximum amount of time I'm spending farming stuff, okay? Then we go ahead and we send that to our alt, which is on a second account. And we go over to transmog. So let's just deselect everything else. We don't need everything else here, but let's just send TMOG. And what that will do is automatically send through any of the greens that I had in my inventory, okay? And the beauty of this is when I go to my second account doesn't have the same details. And we look here on my second account, you can see that when I loot these items from the mailbox, none of them will be in a group at all, which is exactly what we want, really. Some might, because we might already have those pre-organized in the past. But when we go to TSM and then we open up groups, you can see I've got a really curious, transmog group set up here. I'm going to swap back over to the auction house screen right now. Okie dokie. And you can see right here that a lot of these items I've just got from the mail aren't in a group. That's fantastic because now we can sort through these items and figure out how much they are. So this is a classic example. Okay. Now I do just want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for everything you've done so far. You're massively helping me achieve my goals of becoming a full-time content creator. I'm not quite there yet, but I really appreciate everyone who is supporting. If you want to get my TSM strings, you can find them right here. The TSM paste bin, and it's super helpful because you're supporting me. I have my transmog strings on there. I have my crafting strings on there. I have everything. And then I've got also some additional gold guides as well. Basically, that includes some things like my daily gold print, which is how I make my WoW token with playing the game for as little as 10 minutes per day. I could literally stop playing the game altogether and easily cover my WoW token by simply playing for 10 minutes per day. That's covered in this Patreon as well. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. Thanks so much for all the support, guys. Let's carry on with the video. Okay, so this bone picker piece, the average value is 1,800 gold, but the market value and historical value has been 10,000 gold. Realistically, I know I'm not going to sell at 10,000 gold, so I'd be wasting my time trying to sell it at 10,000 gold. I could buy the other two up and then try and sell that, but realistically, I don't think I'm going to have much luck doing that, so I prefer just to clear my stock as quickly as possible. I'm going to keep this in the 5k group. The 5k group is basically a group here which I apply for any item that I want to sell up to 5,000 gold or above 1,000 gold. So if it's between 1,000 and 5,000 gold, I want it to go in there. Okay, so that's going to go into the 5,000 gold group. Same for this one. That's got a mint buyout 5,000 gold. Average is like 3k. This is 1,000. Yeah, again, very similar. So I'm going to do that. Any of these items here that have a similar... Oh, that's quite nice height sale. This one's a bit lower. And I think that's because there's so many on the auction house, which is going to be completely fine. Because I'm on a hype up realm, I can't really afford to sell that at any other rate. So we're just going to put those into my 5k group. Then we're going to sort through the 1k group. So this is 1k. Look at the mint buyout, 222 gold. The regional sale average is 126. Yeah, that's crap. Again, these aren't going to sell. So I can either vendor them or I can add them to the group. It's not a problem because my group automatically won't post anything under 100 gold. We already know that we need to sell that to a vendor. Unfortunately, this primordial blood-soaked breastplate is quite low as well. Again, for that and that. So everything up to 1,000 gold goes into that group. I can also stick this one in there as well. And then there's Master Shield of the Fire Flash. Let's have a look at this. So that's obviously a classic looking shield there. I really like that. And we are going to stick that into the 10,000 gold group right now. The regional market value average is 7,000. So yeah, that's between 5,000 and 10,000. I'm happy for it to go in there. Now I'm going to show you the operations I use for these groups. They are so simplistic. And I want to tell you guys, I'm not using bro math here. I'm using legitimate experience here. So I've spoken to a lot of transmog sellers, and these are ones that a lot of people use. But for years and years, I've tried to sell transmogs at an accurate price using all these very highly complicated strings with maths there, maths here, everywhere. And it's so confusing because most of the stuff is accurate. And then there's like, I'd say 25% is completely nowhere near accurate. And I've tried so many people's strings. I've looked at Shayra's ones on Reddit. I've looked at the very top transmog sellers and all their really highly complicated strings and everything like that. It just, for me, does not work. On my realm in particular, it's a very hype up realm, and the strings just end up putting things at ridiculous prices that will never sell like that. And it just sits there and waits my deposit fees all day long. So this is why I spent a lot of time talking to transmog sellers. Upon speaking to transmog sellers, I found there's a much simpler way. And often case, when you've got a problem, the simplest answer is the solution. So that's exactly what we're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead here and have a look. Operations, auctions, and then you can see I've got quite a various load of auctions. Now, bear in mind, this is my second account, so none of this is on my main account. And that is pure and simply just because I don't want these to get confused with, you know, my simple mailing operations for sending greens across to my second account. So 1,000 gold here. This is my lowest one. A few of the transmog sellers I spoke to and had a good conversation with actually have like a lower ones, which is like 500 gold and then 1,000 gold, etc, etc. I found 1,000 gold is perfect for me, so that's what I've done. Okay, so on this, I've got my I've got 24 hours posted at the moment. I've got the min post cap to 6. You can put it as less if you want to. I'm just lazy and I've done that. 100 gold minimum price is what I've got. This is what I mean by simplistic. This is how the top transmog sellers are selling transmogs. They are doing it very simply. 100 gold minimum price. Maximum price, 1,250 gold. 1,000 gold for normal price. That is how simple it is. Then go to the 5,000. The 5,000 group is 1,251 minimum price. And then the maximum is 5,250 and the normal is 5,000 gold. I like to have a little bit bleed over from the 5,000 gold over a little bit more, you know. And then to the 10,000 gold, exactly the same thing. 5,251. So you're creating brackets of where that item sits. And then when you have these items in your inventory, you can look at the item and you can make the appropriate decision. What's the min buyout? Okay, I'm on a full pop realm. The min buyout in some circumstances might be really low, but the region market value average might be really high. Is there a problem on the auction house? Do I need to look this item up? Let's have a look. Let's look at this primordial blood-soaked breastplate of the Fire Flash. Okay. So I can see there's a lot of items listed on the auction house. I also happen to know that this is actually a really good seller. So there is a potential flip here, but additionally, the other issue is this item comes from a very popular transmog farm, and therefore it's always going to be quite highly stocked. So if I do a reset, I'm realistically going to be holding on to a lot of basically equipment for the sake of holding on to it for no real reason. So I don't want to do a flip there. I want to just put that in the 1,000 group bracket and accept that I'm not going to be able to sell that on this realm at that value. That's completely fine because I know on another realm I might be able to sell it at a much higher value. I can deal with that in my own way. But each way you need to basically make a decision later on when you finish your farm on how much that item is really worth to you. is the minimum buyout, you know, does it reflect what the sale average is? Does it reflect what the historical price is? You need to look at both of these two factors and then make a decision on where that group basically sits. So this one right here, I can see I actually made a mistake right here, which is great to actually notice. This one here is saying 5,000 gold. It's in the 5,000 gold, so anywhere from 1,000 gold to 1,250 gold to 5,000 gold. I can see that the historical value is 788, and I'm going to be, you know, this is going to sit my inventory for quite a long time to sell. I prefer to sell that a little bit quicker, even if it's like at 100 gold under profit. That's completely fine to me because I want to sell that a little bit quicker. So all I'm going to do now is look for Forgotten. So Forgotten Peacekeeper. Now, I don't like to have ignore variations because sometimes certain variations sell more than others. I don't know why, but that is just something that happens. So I make sure to keep that off. So both of these are actually going to come out of that, and I'm going to put them into 1,000 gold. And in future, that will post at a maximum of 1,250 gold, which I'm completely fine with. So let's go ahead and just run a scan right now. And the scan should automatically just post these items, you know, at the undercut value. And if there's no undercut value, then it will just post at a normal value, which is exactly what we're after. Okay. Now, bear in mind that by having, you know, ignore variations off, it won't undercut like the different varieties of this. It will always undercut that specific name. Okay. So Forgotten Peacekeeper leggings of the Aurora. If you have ignore variations off, it might consider all of them, like the Fire Flash, etc, etc, etc. So there you go. You can see we are undercutting, and we're posting at normal price, or we're posting at max price. Okay, let's post those. Fantastic. Now, I know that I lose sometimes profit on this by putting an item into a group that it's lower, like its value is slightly lower, but I also know that I save myself a load of gold. I made a sale today, and this is exactly what I was talking about. When I used to use other people's like transmog strings and everything like that, with these highly complicated strings, this one here, Storm Forger Legates, I used to sell these on the auction house because of using, you know, those other people's because I used to use other people's strings to try and sell these. This would always sell on the auction house. I would post it at 720,000 gold. I am never going to sell it at 720,000 gold. It's not going to happen. Look at the historical price, 7,600. Region sale average is 1,000 gold. It's terrible. And yet I sold this item here. How much did we sell this for? We sold this item for 19,000 gold. And that is the potential gold that I was missing out by using the wrong types of strings. So by simply changing my TSM strings to just have a more simplistic approach with how I'm grouping up these items, I'm getting way more sales than I ever got before. And admittedly, I've got not enough items on the auction house. I want to get at least 1,000 to 2,000 items to be really happy on the auction house with the amount of gold that is coming in. At the moment, I've only got like 764 items in the auction house. That's really nothing in the grand scheme of things when it comes to transmogs. You want to really have between 500 and 2,000 items to get some regular sales. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to push myself really hard, just do loads of transmogs farms in the coming weeks, and we're going to make like literally I want to get to a point where we're making a token a week with transmogs. That's what I want on this. So it's going to be awesome. So make sure you come out and hang out on Mondays and Fridays on this channel, YouTube channel, Erosium, where we stream here on YouTube at 8 PM GMT UK time for 3 to 4 hours. Every single Monday and Friday, guys. Make sure you're here. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate everyone who hung out today. If you want to check out some more of my content, please feel free to click on my channel and check out some of my maybe Garrison Gold guides or some of my Transmog guides. There's some really cool stuff out there that you guys might be interested in. Additionally, feel free to smash the like button or click subscribe. If you want to support me further, please go and check out my Patreon, where I've got loads of Garrison Gold guides, or go to erosiumtv.com, where you can find some of my free guides as well. Thanks for watching. This is Erosium, out.